Three, two, we are live. Hello, I'm Terry Flip,
I'm Ariana Lee.
and we are talking about the XFL, and they might be coming out with a.
Video game.
So here's the thing. I've been seeing a lot on YouTube about Madden 12 being the last great Madden. And same with 8. Oh, wait. I think it's because they switched to the console tech. So anyways, they don't like the new Madden because it hasn't made much improvements. They are looking at essentially what a lot of people are complaining because they want more of a football simulator, right?
And they're not getting that.
No, they're stagnant. If not, they're getting further away from it. If anything, so what I'm seeing now is if you look at the shot on the screen here, you'll see that this is a card. So you see the name Zach Ertz, etc. Power up, and so on and so forth. In real life, you can't power up somebody unless they work out, eat healthy.
Yeah.
They slowly power up. But in this case, you unlock certain things. So this is closer to Clash Royale. So for those of you that are not filthy casuals like me, I hardly play that game anymore. I played it for 4 years.
Yeah.
It's way too long.
Long time.
It's a freemium game, a lot of microtransactions, and so that's what I'm starting to notice is that when Clash Royale did a very good job of, like, Supercell did a very good job of getting microtransactions to be in the 3 million or $3.1 million a day in revenue.
Mm-hmm.
They blew most of that on marketing, but that's what they do best is they know how to make good microtransactions without feeling like you're getting ripped off. They make it satisfying. They hit that part of your brain
Yeah.
where the dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Then they refined it and they changed the industry forever in 2016 with the chest system that they had in Clash Royale, and that right there is the baseline standard that everybody builds off of. And the way you upgrade your cards in that game is the baseline standard of microtransactions feeling satisfying because it's a shorter pathway to winning.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
They force you to grind, or you can pay to move up faster.
Well, I mean, yes and no, because if so I'm not the best Clash Royale player in the world, but I'm pretty good, especially with certain decks. I can grind up to a certain point, and then eventually my cards are so underpowered that someone with less skill would just beat me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they can easily just pay to win, even though I can play better than they can.
Right.
So I don't know if that's what's happening here from the footage that I've seen in Madden.
Like if you can play to win.
Yeah.
Have they set it up that way? We don't know, right? If they've.
Well, I've never played it, but
Yeah.
I've only watched people play it, and they talk about how you can upgrade and downgrade. That's something that Clash Royale doesn't do.
Interesting.
You can upgrade and downgrade your players, right? And you can make your certain team, etc. Right? You're not just stuck with one team. Other versions of Madden, I remember you could trade players. You can, through a season, so on and so forth. They still have seasons and such, but I mean, like, it's so far from football simulation, and it's so far from realism that it's just, to me, as far as I'm concerned, it's a freemium game. How much are PS4 games like, say, Assassin's Creed?
$80.
Okay. You know how much this is?
No.
$40.
$40.
So when I see a price that low, to me that means you are going to get nickeled and dimed for microtransactions, which means you're going to have to upgrade like crazy on certain cards. You grind it out like Destiny, like Street Fighter. I remember when I bought Street Fighter for $25. It was just like, these are Canadian prices, by the way. To me, it was like, okay, well, that's it. Like, I know that I have to grind in order for me to get anywhere. Unlock new characters, abilities, you know what I mean? And it doesn't feel satisfying or worth it to me to keep grinding just so I can get a new pair of pants on Guile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's because, I mean, they, like, as soon as mobile games came out with this model of payment, right, they had to compete, right? Like if they're only making $40 off a game, Like they
Well,
couldn't
no,
justify it with the amount of development time it takes.
if they paid $80 a game,
Yeah.
right, and this is the reason why Madden was the same thing every year, just
Right.
different skins.
Yeah. Because it's way too much development time to like put.
To make a new engine
Yeah.
from the ground up.
Yeah.
You add mechanics and you risk breaking things, right?
Yeah.
It just didn't make any sense, and so that's why a lot of gamers are pissed off.
Yeah.
I get it. We worked in the video game industry. I don't know if we've mentioned that yet, but Ariana and I worked in the video game industry for 6 years.
Yeah.
And you worked in support. You were in the front lines of what people would complain about, right? What was one of the complaints that they would make?
The funniest complaint, like as we talk about microtransactions, is they complained that they couldn't spend enough money. So we had to put a daily cap. It was like you can only spend $200 a day, max, because otherwise you'll just buy your way to the top.
So play to win.
Play to win, and then
exactly.
and you kill all of
pay
the,
to win. Pay to win.
Pay to win, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. And then you kill all the free players, right? Like, so if you just buy your way, free players are like, I don't want to play because this guy's just beating me 24/7. What's the point?
Yeah, steamrolling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a cap for $200 a day cap
Yeah.
on per player, and people would write you and like get really really angry, like I'm gonna stop playing this game. They would say like I've spent $20,000 on this game already,
Yeah.
right?
Like you could have bought a car or something else.
Oh no, these people were like not just multimillionaires; they were like filthy, stupid rich, and him and his buddies would try to get like top 10 spots in the leaderboard, and they would dump stupid amount of money, and they all threatened to leave, and they never did, because it's the dopamine hit every time they open or whatever a chest, or whenever time they get an item. It's a vanity metric,
Yeah.
for them to show that they have the most expensive armor, etc. Right? So I'm sure people are like that in this too. Okay, so microtransactions are going to be killing sports games. It's the worst thing I think they could do. I mean, sure, with Clash Royale, it's for casual gamers. They don't understand that it's.
It's true, actually, yeah. Like the casual players playing mobile, I mean, if they've never played a console game, they're not used to paying a one-time fee, right?
Well, as a casual gamer, I'm sure they are,
Maybe.
but it's the fact that it's free.
Yeah, they'll
But
get
it's
in.
called a core loop, right? They get you in there.
They get you in,
right?
and then you won't leave.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Grinding your way in, the progression to make you upgrade your team in Madden, I'm sure is going to feel just the same as a what's it called, a mobile game, where you could feel yourself get better and better and better and better and better quicker, and then you get to the point where they'll sort of match with your like level of skill. Right? Your level of skill will improve, and so therefore, in order for you to get better and start beating other people that you're playing online, that's another thing too. By the way, playing people online, a lot of people are complaining they don't want to do that. They want to just play in solo mode. They want to go through a career mode. They want to,
Right. And if they make an XFL game, do you think that they will listen to all these complaints, or do you think they'll just follow the same model?
They've got to make money, and
true.
Vince McMahon has been dropped $500,000 already on the league. So I mean. It's another revenue stream, but if one thing I do like about the XFL is they're really listening to the fans. So if the fans are saying that they hate microtransactions, well, if that's the case, then they can keep microtransactions to like vanity, like this.
Yes.
What's it called? Cosmetic stuff.
Cosmetic, yeah.
Right, so that's the thing. But I mean, look. Without competition, nothing gets innovated.
Yeah.
Right? So, in my opinion, EA all they're doing is trying to stay alive in an era where they know they got beat. They did. Because making a mobile game, it's cheaper and it's a smaller team, and it's a small team, small development time, and you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time. And people will download your game because it's free, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different now compared to when we first started a long time ago, but still.
And it's more accessible because everybody's got a phone, right? Not everyone has a PlayStation or an Xbox, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? And that's the thing is those types of limitations are what make it really, really cool. So, you know, anyway, if the XFL puts out a game, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near on the level of what the NFL can and will do. I think if the XFL sort of just wants to get their feet wet and sort of keep their head above water, they would make it to exactly what the fans want. Keep the microtransactions to a minimum. Make this type of thing where upgrading cards to like a pay to win model.
Yeah, sucks.
No, especially in sports games, you
Right.
know. But if they're trying to probably get casual gamers to play, right? They're not going to get me. I really don't have any desire to play this. But here's a solution that I am proposing. I propose that we see a competitor out there. I don't know. I don't care who does it. If not the XFL, someone else. I think there's a Canadian company called Maximum. They make a game called Maximum Football. It's like a team of like 3 or 4 people, and Doug Flutie, he's a Canadian CFL legend. He ended up playing for I think it was the Bills, the Buffalo Bills. Anyways, he's a Canadian player that made it to the NFL. His name's on it. Everyone else is fictional, so on and so forth.
Oh, okay.
So I propose this. A game kind of like that, where all the teams are fake, but instead you give players special abilities. You could build players and give them special abilities. Unlike this, where the NHLPA are like forcing EA to use the players in the NHLPA.
Right. It's just like fictional, completely fictional.
Well, I mean, look at this. They're all human.
Yeah.
You're not going to make a card like in Clash Royale where it's like no card is going to be, okay, I'm going to be a spell.
Right.
I'm going to be a building, right? So what's this guy's ability? Oh, he could throw a bunch of arrows. But that's the thing. That's what I'm proposing.
Yeah.
Is that we have like a really cool, like like an anime type football game. It's a football game, but you know, you got special abilities. Like if you were to do like a fireball motion on the stick, you can like dash through like a rocket and break apart certain defenses. But then the defense could build like a little wall in front of you with a brick, and you can crash through that wall.
And you can cast spells, right? You can like make it like rain on top of one player.
On top of the QB,
Just have like a rain cloud like following.
So his hands get really cold and he can't throw anymore. What else? What other? You can have a QB, or you can have a receiver clone himself, and then like you have to choose which one out of the 4 is the right one, is the actual one and not a clone.
Yeah.
Right, and the defense could clone themselves and gamble. And then that way you know that they know you know they know you know that they know you know. So really cool mechanics like that. Changing the weather is fantastic. Actually changing the entire weather. You know what I mean? Like when you
like on the whole field.
Or it's like when you get like to the red zone, you know, like
then it
really
changes
close.
just there.
It starts
snowing.
it starts to thunder and it's like pouring and the fans are cheering for you and they're playing We Will Rock You, but it's not We Will Rock You because you don't want to get paid for the royalties, right? It'll be like really close and then like it's and the reason why is because it's like super super duper epic, right? Where thunder and lightning and then there's like gods looking down on that. You know, you're fourth and
Zeus is like
fourth in inches type of thing, and it's like, and when you go for it, all of a sudden it gets dark, and then and the clouds come in, and thunder and lightning starts happening. And it's just like this. That'd be so crazy. That'd be so crazy if that happened. So I would love to see a really creative, like a creative game like that, and that would get a lot of people. I think you get a lot of people playing instead of just a hardcore NFLers.
Right. Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun to see. So
that would be fun.
anyways, I think that's it for today. We're gonna keep this video to 15 minutes. My name is Terry Flip.
I'm Ariana Lee.
And we'll see you, I guess, in a couple days because it's week 4. Okay, we should do some power rankings or something like that this week. I know we're not good at that, but let's just give it a shot anyways.
Cool.
Thanks for watching. Bye guys.